back to the Pioneers sideline. Josh Frketic here with you. Kelly Reed right next to me. I told you we'd come back with some women's scores and some perspective for you. They had a game Saturday evening as well, a 6 o'clock game, a little bit right before the men's game. And they too were looking for their first AMC conference victory. Unfortunately, they were unable to come up with that victory. Pioneers lost that game by the final score of 2-0. Liz Velez, 10 saves, and Liz Velez, talk about a cool name to say, talk about a cool person, talk about a good goaltender right now. She is really keeping this team in games right now. This defense has not played well at all.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, so far she has 55 saves in 7 games, and her saving these goals is what's helping. I mean, this defense for the women's soccer is not going well. A lot of the time she faces one-on-ones with forwards.
And you see some of the footage here. She's done an awesome job all year long. Just to give you some perspective, her career goals against average is 2.44. This is a little bit off the pace. She leads the AMC in saves this year, but that is no different from any other year, really, for Point Park goalie. Fabian from last year and Tomaleski from last year as well both led the AMC conference in saves. So that's no different because, really, the play of the defense, the play of this team has not been very good.
No, not at all. I talked to Liz after the game, in fact, and I asked her, what's going on with this team? And she said, Saturday we did a lot of things well. Her exact quote was, I think we worked on a lot and that we needed to improve on, and I think if we're playing the same way that we did today, we will see success. And she's focused on that right now, and I think that's a team player kind of a quote, to be focused on the team and saying, we weren't sloppy, we weren't making stupid mistakes with fundamentals. That shows that the goaltender is looking out for the team.
And, there's a difference between being outplayed and outmatched.
Right.
There's some instances where we have seen the Pioneers being outplayed, but in this game, they were just flat out outmatched.
Right. Outplayed is basically saying there were so many goals that went in, like 0-7. Being outmatched is what sometimes is what's happening with Liz Velez. Going one-on-one with that forward is what's happening most of the time because of poor defense.
And you know what? Coach said it after the game that this team physically is a little bit outmatched. We asked him what he wanted. Jessica Weiland asked him, what could we do to change this? And he said, more players, better players. And not to say that these players on the team, they're not terrible players. They're capable players. Angela Oliveri, a heck of an offensive player. Erica Mikkele, a heck of a defensive player. That I can name more players, but they're just not deep enough for them to really win games right now.
No, I agree with you. Most of their scoring is happening later on, too. And that's not good because you want to come out strong. You don't want to come out weak. And to go in and come out weak and then have a halftime and have to go out and come from behind is a lot harder than it sounds.
And it's even tougher when, as I said, the bench is not deep enough really to take a player out like Oliveri to get her a little bit of a rest, or it's not a good enough team to take a player out like Mikkele, who's a solid backfielder, who they've actually been trying to play on the offensive end of the field this year. She's done pretty well. She has a couple goals already this year. But what do you see this team doing? I'm going to ask you the same question as I asked you the men. How do you see this season shaping out for the women? Can they make it respectable?
For the women, I actually see them doing much better. Success I see in their future. Liz, she is a good goaltender, and she can't make all the goals herself. However, I see them going far, actually.
See them
doing
going
a lot
far.
Better.
A lot better. How much is better?
I see them winning more than one game this year.
You're not going out on too many limbs for me.